Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast of your favorite team in the Bay Area. On today's episode, William Eklund makes his season debut, David Quinn gets kicked out of a hockey game, and the Barracuda continue to be so close yet so far. So all that and more on today's episode of Locked On Sharks.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm your host, JD Young, contributor at Fear the Fin, RIP. And San Jose Hockey Now, I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. We're free and available wherever you get podcasts. And of course, we cover your team every day. And the Sharks get absolutely smacked by the Washington Capitals on Saturday, losing 8-3. But there's still some positives to take away, right? Maybe. Yes. Yeah. William Eklund played. William Eklund made his season debut for the Sharks, getting a point on a power play, secondary assist. And so we're going to talk a lot about William Eklund and how much different he looks. We're going to hear from Tomas Hertl on William Eklund. You're going to hear from William Eklund himself. And then we've got David Quinn as well, talking about what he thought about Eklund. And then, of course, talking about him getting kicked out of a game, which I had not seen before. I was actually at this game, covering both the Sharks and the Barracuda game on Saturday. Got to do the whole press box experience, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I have some clips. These are actually taken from the scrum and everything like that. So let's go ahead and dig into the game again. The Sharks. It's kind of crazy that they lost this game the way they did, especially if you look at the natural stat trick and what, kind of just looking at the statistics and the analytics of this game. Like, for the first half of the game, the Sharks were putting it on the Caps, especially the first period. The Sharks just completely dominated the Caps. They had 32 shot attempts in the first period. Actual shots was 20-5 in all situations. And granted, the Sharks had a couple power plays in that situation in the first period, but just thoroughly put it to them. Their expected goals for was 2.18. Like the Sharks just put the hammer down in the first period. And they were leading 2-0, and it felt like, okay, William Eklund's here. The Sharks, maybe the feel-good Sharks are potentially back, all that fun stuff. And then, what we've seen from the Sharks a lot is they continue to just kind of poop the bed when it becomes the second period. I'm trying to fix my camera here live. They get out quickly, and then they absolutely fold. For example, second period, the Caps turned around, 31 shot attempts to the Sharks 19. Actual shots on goal was 15-9, 17 scoring chances for the Caps. This is all situations. And the Caps had expected goal for of 1.75 to the Sharks 0.97 in that period. It's pretty crazy that the Sharks weren't able to kind of capitalize on more. Kaapo Kähkönen had a terrible game. All that we kind of know. And Hertl in the post-game scrum was very, very despondent, just really sad sounding. All the losing, I think, is starting to get to him this year. And, you kind of feel because such a upbeat guy, right? And it's just, you could tell the losing it's getting to him. So before we I guess we can start talking about William Eklund. So nice transition here from Eklund to Hertl. So, I thought I thought William Eklund looked really good. You can see the strength that he's built up over the past year, the confidence. he was not afraid to shoot the puck. He had several shot attempts, a couple missed flubs, which we'll talk about here. I asked him about here in a minute, but let's see what Tomas Hertl said about one William Eklund.
Smart player, he's skilled, and I think we have a couple good looks, and we have to just keep working. But he got a lot of skill, but still we have to work together, and getting better every game.
So, he kind of talked about how skilled he was and how good it was to kind of have him back. And you can kind of see the difference from the 9 games last year to this year. And I think Hertl and Eklund together, it's going to be good, right? And Hertl got on the board, scored his first goal with a goalie actually in the net. He had an empty netter a couple of games ago, but good for Hertl. Hopefully this can be the kind of start, maybe build some of that confidence back up going down the end of the stretch here for him. And again, Sharks can please lose as many games as possible. As of tonight, Sunday night, the top of the tankathon looks like this: Columbus 46 points, Chicago 47, San Jose 48 points, Anaheim 50, Arizona 51, Vancouver 55. So we're starting to see a little bit of the old kind of separation there between the really bads and the bads. So Arizona's got 19 games left. San Jose's got 19 games left. Chicago's got 20, so game in hand. And Columbus has 19 as well. Those are kind of the big ones there. I think Vancouver's kind of winning themselves out of this here a little bit. So, again, just put yourself in position to be getting a top 3 pick. So that's the hope, right? Get in the top 3 and you're going to feel really good about whoever you get. So, before we continue, of course, talking about William Eklund and then hear from William Eklund, and then we'll talk about David Quinn getting kicked out of a game. Do want to take a quick break, talk to you guys about our friends over at Athletic Greens. If you guys don't know by now, Athletic Greens is a great way to kickstart your day every day. If you want to work on your gut health, you want more energy, you want to optimize your immune system, but you don't want to take a bunch of pills and vitamins, Athletic Greens is the way to go. 1 scoop of their delicious AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, aging, all the things. And their own founder, he experienced a ton of gut health issues, ended up with a complicated supplement routine. It cost him $100 a day. That's why he created Athletic Greens after experiencing how difficult it was to create a optimal nutrition routine on your own. And it costs less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health. It's cheaper than your cold brew habit. It's cheaper than going to the store and buying all the supplements yourself. You're investing in all-in-one nutritional insurance. So they're going to make it super easy for you. Go to athleticgreens.com/NHL network. You're going to get a 1-year supply of their immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Again, just visit athleticgreens.com/NHL network to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Okay. So this episode is going to be all Eklund. I mean, I don't know. They lost 8-3, right? Kaapo Kähkönen was bad. The team was bad. Like, we want to talk about Eklund and bring the hope, right? The hope of eternal spring or whatever the saying is. So, but yeah, Eklund, I like the line combination with him, Hertl, and Zetterlund. Kind of a little bit of everything. Hertl, the puck protection. Zetterlund, I think he's still kind of working his way in with the Sharks, which is to be expected. He's been there for a week, if that. He's got a couple games under his belt by now, and even then they've had their lines swapping as of recently. So they gave him a chance on the power play. Like, Quinn put him in a position to succeed. And I think he did. I think he did pretty well in those spots. He had a couple one-timers. He missed the puck from Erik Karlsson. One Erik Karlsson's really good at hockey, and you have to, it's just playing with Erik Karlsson's kind of playing with a different, it's just different, right? No matter how much time you spend in the AHL, there's nobody in the AHL that's going to be able to sling passes like Erik Karlsson, and it's going to take some time to get used to about that. So, but overall, I thought William Eklund had a really strong game. I know the Sharks lost 8-3, but he kind of did everything you wanted. You saw the back checking. You saw, he played pretty well in his defenses in his own zone. Had a couple turnovers here and there, but that's to be expected, right? He's played 10 NHL games now in his career. Like he's not going to be perfect right away, but you could see the confidence and, willing to drive to the net. Still have the spinnies. Of course, William Eklund has to spin. But you saw all the stuff that he's been asked to do and work on, and he worked on it. And I think, again, I know there's the play him in the Barracuda, whatever, like save his contract and stuff like that. Like, don't pinch pennies. Like, he's done everything you asked. You need to reward him for that. And if he continues to play well on the Sharks, let him continue to play well on the Sharks. So let's hear what William Eklund had to say about his first game back.
We wanted more out of this game and couldn't get it. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys had a lot of power play opportunities the first couple of periods. It's disappointing not to get more out of it.
Yeah, obviously, you have to score there. I got to make some better plays. I got to make better plays there too. Put the puck in that, and 3-0 and 3-0 would have been great there. So, yeah, we got to watch on video and come back better.
William, do you feel like I know you've gained muscle, that sort of thing. Do you feel those gains, obviously, in the game today, that you've made improvements in those areas?
Yeah, I think so. I think I got more shots on the net. I think I was around the net more, and a lot that it doesn't bounce on me and something in, and that's my feeling. And I think we could have had a couple online. If we get a couple good shifts in those zones. So yeah, I think that was better.
What do you think is the biggest change from last year to this year?
I would say, as you told before, like I gain a little muscle, and that's what I'm, still trying to pick bigger and bigger strides here, and I know I will do that. So yeah, yes, that's a big addition.
How about those passes from Erik Karlsson? A little hot to handle.
I gotta do better there. He obviously a great passer in this game, so you gotta do better there.
Well, do you feel what you've done with the CUDA this year that you've earned your spot to play here the rest of the season here with the Sharks?
Yeah, that's what I gotta show it every day. Come here and put a great attitude and strive to be better. That's all I can do, to always compete and always trying to get better. So that's what I'm gonna do every day.
Okay, thanks, man.
Thank you, William.
So, I mean, he kind of said the same thing of nice to get back. You could tell his strength and how he talked about how his strength being back, how it's so much more improved, and, kind of laughed about the Karlsson stuff, but took accountability for that. And I think that's just going to be something as they practice together more, that they're going to work on the timing and stuff like that. So I'm not worried about that, but again, you saw the willingness to shoot more, which is something we didn't really see as much last year, and kind of saw that not as timid. I don't want to say timid, but like kind of more like, okay, I belong here now. I've earned this. I belong here. My body is physically ready. I'm ready for this type of that we saw. So, I think you have to be really positive about how Eklund, his first game back. We got some couple game, nice back-to-back here. He's against the Jets and then Avs, so a little bit stiffer competition here. So kind of see how he does in these games. But you have to be feeling pretty good about what you saw from Eklund in his first game back, and kind of everything they asked him to do. It feels like that he has done that, and he's ready to kind of start his NHL career here, and hopefully, again, just be an NHL player from here on out. So, we'll get in. So we've got a David Quinn clip here all set up. Talks a little bit about his, what he thought of Eklund. And then, of course, his getting suspended from the game. Somebody counted, I've heard 9 or 10 of the F words that he said to the ref. So pretty crazy. He was definitely not happy. Someone asked him later, I didn't have this, if he thought it was boiling over, and maybe it was part of this clip. But anyway, someone asked him if he thought it was boiling over from the season. And he said no. He was just kind of caught up in the emotions of it, and he was very apologetic in the clip to the refs and stuff like that. But I like this from Quinn. You know, you're trying to fight for your guys and stuff, and it was he didn't like the call against LeBanc, and thought that there should have maybe been a 4-on-4 situation or whatever, type of thing. But definitely was not happy. And let's see what David Quinn has to say. So again, it's the first question is going to be what he thought of Eklund, his game, and then the second one is the part is his answer to what happened before he got kicked out.
This season kind of boil over in that third period?
No, I'm embarrassed. You should never act like that as a coach, and I want to apologize to our team. And it's not how I certainly want to act. And it's an emotional game, and these refs work hard. They do a good job, and it's something that should never happen. So I'm embarrassed by that. Something that I can't promise you it won't happen again because it does get emotional, but I will do everything I can to make sure that doesn't happen again.
So, yeah, I mean, I know like David Quinn's been kind of a bit of a punching bag with Sharks fans, but I mean, I honestly I think he's a big step up of what we saw from Bob Bugner. I know there's the Kevin LeBanc issue of I think there's a big discord between. Is Kevin LeBanc actually good or not? And he's probably somewhere in between, right? The analytics say he's amazing, and the hockey eye test says he's okay. And I think he's a good player who's probably benefits from his line mates as of recent. But there's something definitely doesn't click between Quinn and LeBanc. And after the Sharks moves this weekend, where they did leave one retention spot for the summer, it just makes you wonder type of situation. So especially as Kevin LeBanc will be entering the last year of his contract, the Sharks might be happy to eat part of that contract just to get him out of the building type of situation. But again, if you did miss my trade deadline talk, I did do a live show Friday night on YouTube. It's only on YouTube, so go check that out if you want to hear all my thoughts on the trade deadline, all that fun stuff as well. So, I mean, yeah, there's not much else to take out of a 6-3 or 8-3 beatdown. Ovechkin is amazing. If you ever do get a chance to go watch Ovechkin in person, please do yourself the favor and go watch Ovechkin in person. Especially on the power play, all I did was just watch Ovechkin. I didn't care what the rest of the Caps were doing. I was just watching Ovechkin, waiting and hoping to see. And It's pretty crazy just how he just kind of stands there and waits, and then all of a sudden it's just like bam, like free the attack. So, but yeah, please go see Ovechkin if you do get a chance to go see him before he's gone. So, before we continue, we're going to talk some Barracuda. They had a big weekend this weekend with games against the Ontario Reign and then the Coachella Firebirds. I was at the Saturday game against the Coachella Firebirds, so we're going to kind of talk about that. Talk about with John McCarthy, kind of how running out of time with this season where he said no more moral victories. They don't mean anything at this time. You need to start putting points as you're kind of falling out of the playoff race. I'm going to be talking about some kind of Sharks Barracuda roster management as we hit the stretch run here. So before we get into that, do want to let you guys know about our friends over at Built Bar. If you guys are looking for a delicious treat but don't want all the fat and calories, then you got to try Built Bar. If you want a snack that's healthy but also tasty, Built Bar is the way to go because they're covered in 100% real chocolate. That's right, real chocolate. They have unbelievable flavors like churro, peanut butter brownie, and coconut almond. And each bar contains about 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, and a whopping 17 grams of protein. And if you're like me and you hate waiting for the mail, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Head over to your local Walmart or Sam's Club and you can grab a box today. At Walmart, you can get a 4-bar box of cookies and cream, double chocolate or coconut puffs. Those are over in the pharmacy section. Or if you're close to Sam's Club, run in and grab a 13-bar box of their hit flavors like brownie batter and churro. You'll thank me later. Or if you want to peruse and see a wide variety of a selection that's always changing, you can head over to built.com. I like the variety box. It's got a little bit of everything. That way, in case one day maybe you're feeling more peanut buttery, one day you're feeling more cookies and cream, they've got you covered. That way you can figure out which one is your favorite. So head over to Walmart, Sam's Club, or built.com today. All right, so let's talk some Barracuda here. They are as of right now, 5-point. They're ninth in the Pacific Division. The top 7 seeds get into the playoffs. So they are ninth right now at 49 points, tied with the Henderson Golden Knights. They're 5 points behind the Condors and the Roadrunners. The CUDA do have 2 games in hand on the Roadrunners, and they are the same amount of games as the Condors. I know they play the Bakersfield a couple times here running down the stretch. I want to say like 3 or 4 more times, including this week. So Barracuda kind of going to be kind of a little tough right here going forward, right? Radim Shimmick looked like he hurt his foot blocking a Ovechkin shot on Saturday's game. Didn't come back for the third period. The Sharks recalled Kenijov. Did it. And then they also recalled Chichek. So I was really interested to see what they would do, especially after signing Derek Pouliot to an NHL deal, if they would give him an opportunity. But I think Pouliot's actually like way too valuable for the Barracuda right now. And so the Sharks are kind of playing this game where they're trying to field a competitive NHL team, but also trying to put together an AHL team that can make a playoff run here. So, but also rewarding guys like William Eklund for their service and, for their hard work this season as well. So, Barracuda, they won Saturday or Friday night. Great win against the Ontario Reign. Blew another lead against Coachella Valley. It's so frustrating with Coachella Valley because they play them really well, and Coachella just keeps kind of getting the best of them at the end of the game there. The Barracuda had a lead beginning of the third period. They scored beginning of the third period to kind of take a lead. You thought maybe this was them kind of getting the monkey off their back, and then just some mental lapses, et cetera, et cetera. Here's what Coach John McCarthy had to say about that game, and then also about Jacob Peterson, who, again, Sharks acquired on Friday at the trade deadline, making his debut, basically showing up Saturday morning. Hey, buddy, you're playing top lines with Andrew Agazzino. So
very similar. The frustrating part is I thought, like you said, we did a lot of really good things. I was really happy with our game as a whole, and it's just that we can't get that, that extra 5-10% that we need to beat a team like that. And we showed we can play with a team like that, but at this point in the season, moral victories are useless. We gotta find a way to convert that to 2 points, and it's still fresh. It's frustrating, but we got to take a look at it and learn from it.
With Eklund up in the NHL now, it looked like somebody needed to kind of step up for that production that he's been providing all season. Who did you think kind of stepped up tonight for him?
I'll have to take a look at the tape. Like I said, I thought a lot of guys did a lot of good things. I thought, I don't want to get into names, but for the most part, I thought we played really well. We generated a lot. We got ourselves to the net. Errors where, we're in the right place. We don't see, that next layer coming, and that's what makes it frustrating. Is, it's something that's very fixable.
And what did you think of Peterson's first game with the CUDA?
I thought he was good. I thought he did some good things, but played him on that line for the most part. Lines are a little jumbled with 11 forwards, but I thought he did some good things. Kept up well, and just still he's still trying to kind of figure out. He's got a lot thrown at him for his first game.
Yep.
You just got in this morning, and Agazzino was talking about how they're going to build their chemistry. They're going to kind of get used to each other. But what did you just see from that first line working together tonight?
Yeah, they were good. I thought they read off each other pretty well, made some plays to one another. I thought they were good.
So yeah, I mean, Coach McCarthy, you could tell the frustrations of this season, where it's been so many so close and so far moments for them for the Barracuda all year. So like I said, they're going to have some difficult roster kind of stuff right now. I wouldn't be surprised if especially on the blue line, Montana Onyebuchi, I saw him wearing a big shoulder thing or elbow thing, so he might be done for the season. I haven't seen official word, but they're just kind of getting dinged up right now, and with the Sharks blue line getting dinged up as well, they might have to kind of dig back into the PTO well here soon, and it's kind of if at least until some of the cavalry arrives at the very right end of the season. But the Sharks blue line has kind of been an issue for them all season, especially the pipeline, and we've seen Mike Greer be very, very active to try to build this up, and it's just unfortunate that they're not going to be able to kind of capitalize or kind of on it this season with what's been a pretty solid Barracuda season, especially from where they were before, and it's kind of this growing phase with them. I expect as the team kind of continues to mature, I think this is going to be a better team next year. Even though if they don't have Eklund and Bordelot, I think the young guys are going to be kind of take that next step. And that was what I really wanted to see in this game, was without Eklund, who would be kind of that guy to take the next step. And I was really impressed with both Robbins, Ozzy, and then Daniel Gushin. Ozzy, I think, has really started to kind of find his groove over the past kind of couple weeks here, as he's, I think maybe the first half of the season was getting himself ready to play kind of this next level of hockey. And I think we're starting to see it a little bit. And hopefully he takes the summer to really kind of focus on continue to build up that strength and build up, work on those skills. And then that way next year, having a full season of kind of maybe being more of the guy without an Eklund or a Bordelot in front of him, type of situation for Ozzy. So, and then Gushin, I think being that guy, kind of like Eklund's that kind of, I don't want to call it the try hard, but he's like the never give up guy, right? You always see Eklund moving, and I saw Gushin doing a lot of the same stuff. He had 2 great back checks on Saturday night, and we know the shot, right? And I think you're going to see the shot I think next year you're really going to see the shot take off as he continues to kind of develop his body some more. But I thought Gushin, I think Gushin's going to be primed to have, and Robbins as well. I think this year kind of that learning experience, and then next year for those guys kind of being the core for the team. And then before we get out of here, had Captain Andre Agazzino, got a couple of clips from him. So talked about he had a little chat with the Coachella Valley bench as he was skating by, and then got his thoughts on Jacob Peterson as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, wrong clip. Here we go.
Coachella Valley bench. What happened there?
Oh, I don't know. I just kind of got my helmet ripped off, and they were all kind of barking. Nothing. Just heat of the moment. Nothing really to it.
And then how about Peterson, his addition? What did you think of him, his first game?
I like playing with him. He made some plays. He had some nice poise with the puck. I think we can build some chemistry together. We just met each other this morning, so we'll get more familiar with one another. But I think he's going to fit in really well with us.
So yeah, I mean, I think Peterson I actually really like the Peterson trade. I know I'm a big fan of Scott Reedy, but he kind of seemed to have, maybe this wasn't the right system for him. In the Pete DeBoer system, we've seen him play well in that system. So this might be one of those kind of win-win for both teams. But I think Peterson might be a better player than Reedy. And I think he's going to kind of fit in with the Shark system a little bit better right now. So expect him to kind of, get his feet, get some practices and get his feet wet. And I think he'll be a good addition for the Sharks prospect pool right now. So hope you enjoyed today's episode. A little bit different, I know. Took a bunch of videos and stuff, wanted to try to utilize them for you guys. If you like it, let me know. If you like more of the way I do things, I'll be back tomorrow with kind of a more discussion like that. So don't expect these clips all the time because, again, I'm not at the games all the time. But since I was at both games this weekend, I wanted to try to utilize them and, try to provide something a little bit different for you guys today. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for all your support, of course. You can check out the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Locked On Sharks. You can follow me on Twitter at me on Twitter at MyFryhole, especially if you want your daily rooting schedule, like rooting guide, and then the Tankathon. We got that covered pretty well on my Twitter feed right now. Listen, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, watch on YouTube as well. Really close to 1,600 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. And then, again, when you guys are done, go check out the Game to Game at Locked On NHL. Your every moment, every top performance, every result. Locked On Game to Game covers every game from across the NHL with local analysis that only Locked On can deliver. Follow the Game to Game on Locked On NHL, available on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get podcasts. And until tomorrow, so we got Jets, we got Avs, and then we're going to have another draft profile coming at you guys on Thursday. So another busy week. So until tomorrow, bye, friends.